Hey guys, it's Insomnia Redline. I'm going to be showing you Farm Simulator 15 today. Um, Pretty much, I've broken the game already, and I'm going to show you guys how to also break the game and make a whole crap ton of money. Just for an example here, you can see in my game I have $272 million. Most people, think that if you use this sort of method, it's cheating in some way. I'm sure it is, but my goal when I play games is to analyze and, I guess, be on top of whatever economical system is within the game. So I find ways to make money, and then I repeat those ways to make more and more money until I have a crap ton of money. In this case, it was extremely simple. I'm going to show you how to do that. The bulk of the actual work for this tutorial is going to be in another video. What happens here is, since I've already gotten... pretty much since my game is more or less finished, not actually finished, but I've made all the money I care to make, and so that's just a fun map. I'm going to open up another map right now. Actually, I might as well just get it started. Let's go ahead and do... Let's do easy. So while this is starting, I'm going to be helping my friend, Mr. Aronson. He just started the game. I would say he's not doing the best right now. He doesn't have a lot of money. He's a lot like a lot of you guys out there. You just don't know exactly where to start. And, you've seen the videos. Logging is the best way to make money in the game. But how can we streamline that process so you can make the best of the amount of money that you're spending as far as your purchasing power into the equipment and the amount of time spent actually logging? So, no guided tour. The first thing that you're going to do is, you don't have a lot of money. Let's see here. We got all this equipment sitting around, which is good. You're actually going to sell all of your equipment. So all of this is really good money, and we don't really need any of it. I mean, perhaps we could have used some of it, but I don't think it really matters right now. Okay, all of it's gone. $179,000. So we're going to want a tractor. I think this one, or... This is the one that you guys see in the tutorials. 114 horsepower. Let's find something with a little bit more... I guess that one will have to do for now. So basically, we're looking for a tractor that has a lot of horsepower. This one isn't it, but this is a good start. You got to start somewhere. So, first off, since it's a brand new game, let's get a chainsaw. I usually take that one. And then next, we need a tractor. Ultimately, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to buy one of these. So that'll be like the next step up after you have the money to do that. I mean, obviously we don't have enough money to do that now, so that will be coming next. Okay. That totally wasn't the one I wanted, but now I have to eat it. We'll make it work. Also, you're going to want... You're going to want one of those too. And then you're going to want one of those. The weight is really important also. Let's see here. So, right here, let me see if I can... If I can't get a loan from the bank account. Of course, I in no way advocate for people taking on more debt than they can handle. So that seems extremely excessive, doesn't it? $252,000. So this is going to be much easier than I thought. I kind of stumbled when I first started playing this game at first. I mean, some people are like, it's Farm Simulator. How do you get it wrong? Well, it's not like I got it wrong. It's just I was experimenting with different ways that I could play the game and, I guess, break the financial system. You know, cheat? We can call it cheating. I don't really think it's cheating. I just think I would call it breaking the system, because obviously you're not supposed to have $270 million in the game. I mean, you can have it, but like after 50 hours of gameplay, I don't think that's what they meant for you to be able to do. You're supposed to work hard and earn every penny, especially farming, right? Because real farmers, that's what they do. They work their asses off and they make, you know, as much as they can make to keep it all going. So where we're going now is the mill pond. You'll see it here in a minute. I'll actually highlight it. Not only will you see how to get there from the store, but I'll also show you on a map. Okay. So this is the mill pond. And this is my tractor of choice, at least for the start of the game. On the map, you'll see me right there next to the lumber yard. So that's where we're going to go. And then we're going to be cutting down the trees surrounding the lumber yard and then dragging them into there. That's the goal. That's how you'll make money, but it gets much better than that. It just takes a little bit of time. So, let's see. We got money now. Let's get one of those. Okay. Now, ultimately, this vehicle is not going to... It's not going to suffice. It'll do for now, but we're going to want to save up for another vehicle. There's another tractor. It's about somewhere in the neighborhood. Actually, I'll just show it to you right now. I'll show you what our end goal is. The last piece of equipment we really truly need to make all of this come together. Here it is. This one. So it's $254,000, and I don't think I could have gotten it. So this is what we're working towards. So it's not quite 400 horsepower, but it's pretty close. This is the one. My apologies. So 565 horsepower. So this thing is what you need to push trees. You don't need the front loader per se, because the trees that we're going to be moving into the pond are the oaks. And the reason why we want to do the oaks is because for every one of those things you drop in there, it'll give you like $53,000. Whereas the other types of trees will only give you about 17 to 23, which is still good. It's more difficult to move the oaks, especially with the front loader. It can be done. I will be doing that. But the limbs will snag. It just doesn't have the horsepower to really kind of push it around. But if you do it on the top of the hill and drop the tree downwards, and you have one of those big tractors, then you don't need a claw or an arm or anything. I mean, all you need to do is just push it. Alright. Pain. There's 17,000 right there. So, we're looking for an oak. Those two right there are oaks. And you can actually just place an oak conveniently located as close as you need to that pond. So I'm actually probably just going to take out these two oaks first, and then you guys can kind of get the point and see how much money that I made off of it. So after you've dumped a couple of these into that pond, then you will be set as far as getting one of the bigger rigs that'll be much easier to push these things down. Oops. There we go. So, at this point you're probably wondering, $270 some odd million cutting trees. Actually, no. Making that much money has nothing to do with trees. Well, maybe it does. So, once you've bought, or rather spent your money on trees and equipment and started dumping all of your trees into the pond, you should have a couple million. Here's what you're going to do next. You're going to buy one of these things. And I don't have the money to buy one now. I'll probably show you that in another video, because it does take a little bit of time to get up to that amount. 1.2 million buys you $4,000 per hour per windmill, which $4,000 isn't a lot, but when you think about it, if you have a whole bunch of farm equipment and they cost you per day to use, having $4,000 per hour offsets all of your operating costs per day, so you'll never go negative. And arguably, with 24 hours in a day, you should be making a lot of money per day. Now, once you start making money per day, you can go to your settings and you can change this thing to that. That's going to speed up time by a lot. So, you'll be making a lot of money per hour because the hours are going to be going by faster, which means you'll be raking in $4,000 every few seconds, essentially. But that's not the genius part of this. The genius part of this means, how do you make $270 some odd million? You do it overnight, literally. So you take your windmills, you set them up, two to start. You bump the pace or the time scale up, so that way there it's going. The time is going by extremely quickly, and then you go to bed. You wake up the next morning, you let it run. Hell, let it run for that entire next day. That's what I did. So I went to bed, let the time run. The clock was going. It made me. I think I had 2 windmills to start. And I think overnight it gave me $5 million. And then I bought a bunch more windmills. And then I let those things go for not only that next night, but also that next day. And I had like 50 or 70 million. And so then I kept buying the windmills. Now on that map I have 500 windmills, which equates to $2 million earning per hour. And that's pretty much how I broke this game. But just to show you real quick, we're going to go ahead and push this thing down the hill so that way there you guys can see kind of how it works. See, because this isn't the best tractor to use for this, but it's effective, and sometimes you have to kind of do this number, and so you gotta find little ways to. Okay, see, now that's stuck, and what happens is there's this one branch, or there's a couple of branches here. And these little branches will get stuck. And see how when I did that, the whole thing shifted? So when the tree gets stuck like that and you've shifted the load, you'll notice that it should be a little bit easier. And if it's not, if you're still having issues, then you just kind of look around like this little guy right here. See if that won't. Yeah, see, there it goes. It shifted again. So let's see if that doesn't. And keep an eye on this thing, because when it goes in there, you'll see. There we go. 53K. See that? And all I did was, I mean, this is the start of the game. I sold all my crap. I probably didn't, if I would have thought to go to the bank, I probably didn't need that little tractor over there. But it's very helpful for removing the stumps, because when you've done this like 15 times, there's stumps everywhere. And it really gets to be a pain. But that's 130,000. So after I put a couple more of these things in, I'll have enough money I could get rid of my debt, which is typically what I do. I usually try and wipe my debt out so I'm not paying interest. And then at that point, I'm saving up for that one tractor. How much is that again? That one. either one of these would work. This one. So $348,000. And that thing will move your oaks into that pond much more quickly. Because it has a heck of a lot more horsepower. And I would even say maybe having this thing would be best. I mean, I don't know if the tracks are as maneuverable per se, but certainly this one has the most horsepower, and therefore that's probably the one that you want to go with. And if you can spare, oh, I don't know how many oak trees is that? You know, I mean, you got 2, so about 8, almost 8. So if you can manage to be patient enough to put 8 oak trees in that pond, you can buy one of these things and it will make your life much easier, right? Because the oak tree is really huge, so you just kind of find just a little place to butt up against it and then just push it down the hill and into the pond. And then once you've made a couple million, get a windmill. Then set your time scale to the fastest it will go, and just chillax. And with most games, once your controller dies, it will pause the game. With this game, that doesn't happen. When your controller times out or turns itself off, it just says turn your controller back on. But the time still runs. So the clock's still going, and you're still making a lot of money. So I'm going to do another one of these real quick, since I have some time. And I'll probably do another video what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably do another video just showing everybody how easy it is. Or, I guess, I could just wait until I have what I'm looking for. So with this, you just want to be smart about where you're placing your tractor here. And then don't be afraid to grapple onto that sucker like this so you can drag it too. Because that could be very helpful at times. Sometimes just depends on the situation. See, and they get kind of stubborn. This is why you want some additional heavier equipment. I don't see anything dragging. Okay, so and sometimes you're going to want to kind of get underneath it like that, and then pop it up like that and push forward while you're doing it. That is just ridiculous. On top of me. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. That thing is... So this branch is the one branch on this tree that seems like it's designed to prevent everyone from being able to just drag it straight to the pond. Alright, so now it should be a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and crawl out of this bush. Okay, now I should just go straight in, more or less. It's all the ponies in this sucker right now. There we go. 52. So 53, 52K, right around that area. You know, once you've exhausted your oak supply up here, and you will. I mean, there's a lot, but let's face it, if it's not, you know, low-hanging fruit, I'm not interested in it, and neither will you be. Well, I consider all of these oaks to be low-hanging fruit, and the other trees too. You're going to want to move out of the way, or if you have like a dedicated spot and don't mind the trunks piling up in just a small area, you can do it that way too. Itself backwards up the hill. And sometimes you can get it really close to the pond without having to make any additional cuts. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. The 236. What is the goal here? Well, let's do 379. There's another oak over there. There's a couple of them here. Let's see. Okay. Only a couple more to go here. Okay. So let's go ahead and just buy an oak. Yeah, right there is fine. Alright, so It's 297. Oh, or 397. Or 379. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. I don't number well. Okay. I have this thing. This thing will probably do better with the stumps too. I try and cut the stumps real low, and that helps. But if you've ever gotten your piece of equipment stuck on a stump, it's no bueno. Another piece of advice, don't cut more than one tree down at a time, because if you do that, then they're all going to get stuck on each other, and that's a big mess. When I first did this game, and I decided, oh, I was going to cut down all the trees all at once, and then I had one heck of a time either untangling the trees, or just trying to pull all of them, like all 3 trees at once, which is almost impossible to do with just a front loader. This one seems to be a little bit more maneuverable too. So just to make my point here, oh, dang it. Oh. Yeah, let's see. Just have to go with this one. See how much freaking easier that is? Of course, that's small potatoes compared to what you get with those great oaks. So, oh, there's enough money. Let's go ahead and put one down. That's fine. There, look at that. 600 horses. Look at that. No time at all, you make lots of money. That's, honestly, I hadn't thought to pick this tractor. If I would have known that was even much easier than what I was doing. So, I think I'm pretty confident anyone can pretty much make as much money as they want as quickly as they care to, just based off of this method alone. Hold on a second. See, I have a person in there. but your best bet is going to be placing the trees up at the top of the hill and then just pushing them down with the brute force. They'll still get snagged, but like if you do it just right, you won't snag too much on these little guys either. Let's take a look. I think I just got a message. Can you join? I'm not doing multiplayer just yet, but I would be happy to open up another lobby. If you just want to jot down my gamer tag, maybe send me a request or whatever, and here in a little while I might just open up a public lobby. You guys can go crazy with some of the equipment. That's cool. So, just to recap real quick, I was making this YouTube video. It's going to be a YouTube video. It's a stream on Twitch. Just to show everybody how to start a new game and make boatloads of cash. I guess if you have any other questions or anything, you can comment. Shoot me a line. That's pretty much that. That's pretty simple. I don't know really how long I've spent on this game so far, but I know in another couple of oak trees I could have my loan that I took out initially paid off, and then, you know, however many oak trees it takes you to get a windmill, and then however much time it takes you to accumulate enough cash to buy more windmills, and that's pretty much that. So, again, my name is Insomnia Redline, and I hope you've enjoyed this awesome little tutorial on how to make lots of monies.